Hello everyone, welcome to my Magical Readathon reading vlog. That's kind of a mouthful, but it's okay. So the start to April has been very chaotic for me. It's currently only April 2nd, but I have been very busy and we also have extremely severe weather where I live right now, or like it's going to be starting soon through the end of this week. So yeah, that's fun. So I was supposed to house sit for the remainder of this week, but it's currently Wednesday and that has ended because of the severe weather. So I'm back at home, which I'm very glad about because I can be cozy in my bed. I really miss my bed and I also miss my cat. And just like my regular routine. I'd spent a couple days at my boyfriend's house and then house sitting for a couple days, so it's really nice to be back home. But I'm currently just scrambling to finish my current read that is not part of my Magical Readathon TBR, which is Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. And I'm actually really close to the end. I'm on page 308, so I just have like this little sliver left, which I'm aiming to finish tonight if possible before I fall asleep. If not, I'll finish it tomorrow and then I can officially start my next read for the Magical Readathon, and I'm so excited to finally start a new book. I feel like I've been reading the same kind of books for like ever, so I'm excited to start something new, but I'm not really sure which book I want to pick up next. One of the books I'm reading for this readathon is The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black, but that's a buddy read, so I do need to get up to our next stopping point, so I'll probably read that sometime soon. I'll definitely update you when I do. But as for like starting a brand new book, I'm not sure which one I want to do off my TBR. And technically I only have two options to choose from, which is good, so it saves me the hassle of trying to like decide between a bunch of options. I'm very bad at making decisions like that. But my hold for the audiobook for Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco, it hasn't gone in yet, so as soon as that gets in I'll start listening to it. But for now we're just torn between two physical books that I'm very equally excited for, but I'm not sure like which mood I'm in because they are like pretty different books, I'd say. So the first one is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which is, I'd say, more like a historical fiction, Greek mythology, not necessarily fantasy, but just like a whole different tone of book. And then the other is Gild by Raven Kennedy, and this is a fantasy romance, and it's very popular. Well, not as popular as like ACOTAR or something like that, but I've heard a lot of good things about this. But it's just like they're so different from each other, so I'm not really sure which one I want. I don't really know. I think I might, I don't know, because I want to read this because I love the Iliad, and also my friend Haley bought this for me, so I want to give her my thoughts, but I think I just need something easy right now. I don't really know because I'm trying to plan out the rest of this month in my mind. April is a really chaotic month for me when it comes to school because it's final season, it's the last month of the semester, so like everything I have due will be due by the end of this month. And so I don't really want to be reading a super complicated book that like I can't focus on because I'm trying to get all this other work done. It'd be nice to have like a brain break book, something easier, something fun and really enjoyable while I'm just trying to get all my assignments in. So part of me wants to save Gild for that time, for the last couple weeks of the readathon. That way, like, I know it's gonna be not necessarily easier, but just like easier to consume, if that makes sense. I feel like this will still be really easy to read, especially since I'm already familiar with the story of the Iliad. But I just feel like it would require a lot more thought from me, and I'm also planning to annotate this one. So I feel like I should dedicate the brain power I have right now to this. So I think I'm going to start The Song of Achilles next and annotate it. I'm really hoping I don't have to deviate from my TBR at all because, you know, I chose these books for a reason. They fit with the prompts for the classes I need to take for the Aurelium Academy. So I really don't want to deviate from it if I can help it, but like it's okay if I need to change because the prompt for this book that I chose was a musical term in the title, so like song or something like that, and I had two other books that had song in the title, and I also just realized that Phantom of the Opera has opera in the title, so technically that would also count, but I also don't think I want to read that. So I would have a couple other options for books if I wasn't really feeling this right now, but I don't want to speak too soon. So right now my priority is to finish Catching Fire, which hopefully I can do tonight, and then tomorrow I can start the Song of Achilles and start annotating it, and I'm really excited to give you my thoughts and share my thoughts with my friend Haley since she wanted me to read this first. I have a little update for you. Sorry I look a little bit rough, and I'm sorry if you can hear my dad talking outside, but we finally have our first sunny day in like a week. It's been raining, flooding, and borderline tornadoing all week, so it's very nice to have a sunny day. It's still cold, but I'm just glad to have like the sun shining and have it not be like super gloomy anymore. And don't get me wrong, I love when it's raining. I love when I can just sit inside and be cozy with a book, but I didn't get the chance to do that at all last week because I was so busy. But today, of course, the nice day, I don't have classes because of the flooding, so I'm just gonna sit here and read for a bit before I have to get started on some work things, and I know I should probably do those first, but I started listening to Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco because my hold from the library finally came in. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this book. It is so good. I'm only on chapter 5, and for the little bit that I listened to, first of all, there's music in the audiobook, which is the coolest thing ever. So like I can hear it kind of playing in the background as I'm reading, I guess. Like it's not all the time, but it's there and it's really cool. It sets the atmosphere. And then also just the writing. Like I've known I love Carrie Maniscalco's writing since I've read the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, or most of it. I know that she's a great writer, but like, wow. Family in this have a restaurant and they live in Italy, and oh my gosh, it makes me so hungry. Like I was literally starving while I was driving and reading this. It's so good, and I just love the atmosphere and how everything is being set up so far, and we just got to a really big moment, and I think it's the big inciting incident. And so I think, you know, I am gonna stick to the audiobook for this, but like I am not opposed to sitting down and reading this physically for a bit because I'm just so entranced with it, and the chapters are pretty short, so I'm reading it very quickly, which is great. But yeah, so far, absolutely loving this book. I've heard such great things, so I'm glad that they're living up to it, and I still can't believe it took me this long to like start it, you know, but we're finally doing it. I did start Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, and I got up to chapter 5 of this as well, which is only like 30-ish pages, but from what I've read, I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of like slower moving, but I enjoy getting like Patroclus's point of view. I didn't think it would be his. I thought it would be Achilles' point of view. So I was pleasantly surprised at that, and so far it's really enjoyable. I'm really liking it. I'm curious to see where it's gonna go, but we've had some like mention of like Odysseus. We had a scene with him which was really interesting, and it's interesting to use what I've learned in like a Greek history class I've taken and like find it in this book to see like I guess how like the culture worked, and so I'm using the stuff that I actually know and have learned while reading this, which is really nice. Like, who says college is for nothing, you know? I'm gonna continue reading this as well, and I do need to make some progress with The Prisoner's Throne to catch up for the buddy read, but I am not gonna lie, I just don't really feel pulled to that book. Like, it's, I know I'll enjoy it, but I don't know, The Stolen Heir was kind of mid for me, so I will get to it, but like, I'm just not really feeling pulled to it. And Haley, my friend, did say she felt the same, where it was like when she started reading it was good, she was enjoying it, but just like actually picking it up was the hard part. So I'm feeling that way too, so I'm just gonna sit here and probably, I don't know, read a little bit of both of these. I'm really enjoying both of these, so let's keep going. just going on right now. We've got the cat, the smoker cat. My battery is about to die. I have to leave for work in like 10 minutes, but it's been forever since I've updated you about my reading progress for the Magical Readathon this month, and I've actually made a lot of progress in the however many days it's been since I last filmed a clip. Honestly, I should have rewatched what I last filmed, but I just didn't. So I actually don't know what I told you last, but I have some big updates. So it's currently, I think, the 18th of April, so we're about, I'd say, getting towards the end of the month, like a little over halfway through, and I think I'm doing pretty good for it being halfway through the month and like still have a week or two left to go. Finals have been amping up. Like, I have so much homework due, I have so many assignments to complete, I have 2 exams, I have a paper to write, actually 2 papers to write, so like I'm kind of busy. And on top of that, I've been house sitting this week, so life has been really chaotic, but like I feel like I've had a good routine. I just am still like behind, so I just need to get on top of all my things. But I have still been prioritizing reading, which obviously is important to me, and it has been like a good mental break from all the assignments and all the like responsibilities and boring stuff. So I guess my first update is going to be that I did finish Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. So this is officially my first book done for the Magical Readathon this month, for the spring equinox. I'm so happy to have like at least finished one book. That feels really good. So I listened to this primarily on audiobook, but there were some points in the story that I did read it physically, a little bit at the beginning, and I read like the last 2 or 3 chapters physically, but every other time I was like driving, so I listened to this on audiobook. I will say the audiobook was pretty good. There was music at some points which really enhanced like the listening experience, and it was just a lot of fun. I liked the voices that the narrator did. It wasn't my favorite narrator. I tend to be kind of picky about what voice is used for characters. So like if it's a male character and it's a female voice actor, I tend to not like it as much, but the ones in this were actually pretty good. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. Overall, I gave it a 3.75, and I know that some people might be like, that's a stupid rating, like why not just give it 4 stars, round it up? But this is just like right on the cusp of a 4-star for me. For the most part, I enjoyed pretty much everything about this story. I love the way that Carrie Maniscalco writes food and clothing, because a primary part of this is that the main character's family owns a restaurant, so they're describing all this food that they're making with ingredients, and it's just really vivid. So every time that was described, I like could picture it. It just made me really hungry every time. Oh, we have a friend. She might make an appearance. Hi. Anyways, so some of the descriptions like that were just really, really pleasant, and I just think really well written. Plot, I will say, I did get confused about, and I think that's just because I listened to it on audiobook, and I listen on double speed because my brain just processes it really fast. So that's probably my own fault for just listening to it very quickly. But like I still know what happened. It's just some plot points were a bit confusing with like the world building and everything. So that was my only like big issue with it, I guess. My other big issue is that the main character, Amelia, I really like her actually as a main character. She's really interesting and determined, and I like her progression throughout the story. She just felt a bit like annoying sometimes, like a little bit like clueless in a way, and I know that was part of the plot, but sometimes it just felt like she was clueless for the sake of being clueless, where she should have known better. But that really didn't like ruin anything for me. I also didn't really connect as much as I thought I would to Wrath, who is, I guess, like the love interest in this. I would say like a potential one. Like there's romance between them, but like nothing is official yet. Like there's still 2 more books in this series, so I didn't really super connect to him, but I did enjoy his character. Hi. I did enjoy his character. He was very cool, and the way he was described was really fun. So I'm excited to read more. I do think I'm going to continue with this series, but I'll probably just listen to the audiobooks for the rest of them because I'm not like super crazy about it. Like it's not like a top favorite, but I do want to continue it. So who knows if I get a physical copy of these. I'm not really sure. If I find like a good used one, I might. But yeah, overall 3.75 stars. I'm pretty happy with this, and I'm happy to have finished one book. My other updates, which I'll have to be a bit quick because I have to leave for work soon, but I have made it to about halfway through the Song of Achilles, so I'm on page 163, which is about chapter 15, so I'm about halfway through. This has been moving slower than I thought it would, which is kind of a bummer because I really thought I'd be super invested in this, and it is probably because I haven't like sat down and like read this consistently. Like it hasn't been something I've sat down and read for hours at a time. It's just been like a couple chapters at a time with like the time I have. Hi. So it hasn't been like super quick for me, but that's okay. I'm still enjoying it. There's been like a lot of build up to the actual like Trojan War, like the part of the Iliad that I like really like is like the actual war part, and maybe that's bad on me to like all the blood and gore and brutality, but it's the most interesting part to me. So I'm liking how the relationship between Achilles and Patroclus is like developing, and their backstory, and basically how they get to where they get to, and like the climax and everything. But it's just a bit like dragging for me, but I don't mind that. I feel like I'm getting to know them very well. So I'm excited to continue this. I'm hoping to finish it. It might be ambitious, but by this weekend is also Easter, and I'm really busy, so I'm not really sure if I'll be able to stick to that. But my goal is to finish it like by next week so I can start Gild. And then I've also decided to pick up The Prisoner's Throne on audiobook. I was doing a buddy read with my friend Haley, and we're still buddy reading that, but I haven't felt the pull to pick that up like at all. So I have decided I'm just gonna listen to it just because I drive so much. So it's way more convenient for me to just listen to it and get up to our stopping points than it is to like sit down and force myself to physically open it. And it's not that I'm not enjoying that book, it's just I just don't feel as excited about it as I thought I would. I really am itching to pick up Gild by, I think Raven Kennedy is the name of the author. I'm so excited to pick that up. I just feel like it'll be a fun fantasy romance to like ease me in from finals to summertime. I'm so excited. And I also did start reading an ARC on my iPad that I got from NetGalley. It's called The Floating World by Axio, and I requested it because it was one of my most anticipated releases. And I can't believe I got it. And normally I'm really bad at reading ARCs. Like if I get approved for a NetGalley one, I kind of just forget about it, or I just realized I wasn't as excited about this as I thought. But I'm so invested in this book right now. It is so good so far. It reminds me a lot of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and like just, oh my gosh, it's really good. I'll have to give you the main premise later as I continue reading. I'm about 20% through though, so it's pretty quick so far. But I actually have to go now, so I will give you the official premise later and then come back with updates if I hopefully finish this and any other things I might have to share with you. So I hope you're doing well, I hope you're enjoying this video so far, and I will talk to you later. Okay everyone, welcome back to my usual setup. I'm finally home, I'm finally done house sitting, and I had a wonderful time. I really enjoyed it, but it's nice to be back like in my own space, in my own room. I feel like a lot less discombobulated. I felt like my routine was kind of out of whack there, but that's not a bad thing. Like I still had fun. I got to spend time with my boyfriend, so I can't really complain. I am very behind on reading though. I remember last time I updated you that I finished reading Kingdom of the Wicked, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 3.75 stars, and I'm still reading The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I really don't think I've read since I've last updated you, so I'm not even going to tell you where I'm at, but I am about halfway through. So I'd like to finish this really soon. I don't know why, I've just not really felt as into it as I thought I would, which, you know, it's not that the book is bad, I think it's just me with everything I've got going on with school right now. Speaking of which, my last day of classes is this Wednesday, but I still have so much homework to turn in that I won't be officially done until like end of next week probably. So I still have a lot of stuff to do, a lot of late assignments to turn in, a lot of like final exams to study for, but I also want my escape. So I'm planning to read more Song of Achilles. I'm planning to start Gild very soon actually. I think I might start it tonight. I know I shouldn't, like that'll just distract me and I should be doing other things. But I don't know, I'm just really in the mood for a fantasy romance, and I'm enjoying Song of Achilles, but this isn't exactly like the happiest book. Like it's very, I don't know, it's definitely not a fantasy romance, and that's what I'm in the mood for. So I'm kind of just itching to start this. I feel like I'll really like it and I'll read it very fast and it'll just be a nice escape. I don't really know though. We'll have to see. I do still need to make progress in The Floating World by Axio, which is the arc I'm currently reading, and that's not a priority for me. Like, that was not on my Magical Readathon TBR, but I'm really liking it so far, and I have limited time. I think it comes out at the end of sometime in May. I'm not really too sure when the official date it comes out is, but I have like limited time to read that. So that is a priority in a way. Now that I'm home, I'm really excited to just get in my bed and do nothing but read. I'm so looking forward to when I'm finally done with school, and I'll still have like my job, obviously, like I'll still have to go to work, but like I won't have assignments anymore. I won't have homework for the summer, so I will get to read as much as I want off my physical TBR. And I'm just like looking at my shelves again now that I'm back home. I'm noticing so many books that I'm like, oh yes, I'm in the mood for that. Like I could read that right now, which I won't. But I'm just really in the mood for this. Like I want to continue Crescent City. I think I might want to read Poppy War soon. I've been kind of working my way up towards it just because I am a bit intimidated by it. And same with Crooked Kingdom. I've been avoiding that for so long that Haley is going to yell at me at some point if she hasn't already. I'm also taking a trip to Germany and Austria at the end of May, so I need to figure out what book I'm going to bring with me, because the thing is we'll have a lot of travel time. Like we'll be on the plane, we'll be driving, I think we'll be taking trains and buses and like all sorts of transport. So I don't exactly want to carry like a physical book with me the whole time. I think I might bring like one that I'll just read slowly throughout like the week-ish long trip, but the rest I'll read on my iPad, which they can still be physical TBR books that I'll just read as an ebook and won't have with me. But I always just want to have like a physical book with me, and I don't really plan on buying many books in Germany, just because, if you don't know, I am a minor in German, so I'm learning the German language and like studying it, so I'm kind of proficient in it, but I wouldn't say I'm fluent. So I could get a German book to read, like a German edition of a Sarah J Maas book or something like that, to like have a copy of, but I wouldn't necessarily read out of it. I would just get it because it's pretty and it's a different edition and it's in a language that I'm studying. So I don't know if I'd want to spend money on that as a souvenir necessarily, but I will definitely like be taking pictures of them and being like, here's these German books. Like I don't really know. So I don't really plan on buying a German book as a souvenir, even though I could potentially actually read it. I probably wouldn't though. Okay, I had a little intermission, not gonna lie. My parents were watching a show and it makes it hard to film when the TV is right outside my door and it's just really loud, like you wouldn't be able to hear me. But I also got some mail in that little intermission period. It's very exciting mail because normally I don't really order many special edition books. Like obviously I have a couple. I have like my Strange the Dreamer editions. Like I have some like random ones that that have happened to have really cool edges or something like that. But I've never like really been super into collecting special editions. Like it's just never been an interest of mine, but slowly but surely I'm really getting more into it. It's kind of sad because like it's becoming more mainstream for books to have sprayed edges or like pretty pages or something like that, which is fine, but I personally just think that is a big money grab and it just really like oversaturates the market with it, makes special editions less special basically. So I don't know, I've always had a weird relationship with special edition books. Like I'll collect my favorites of course if I can, but like just owning like pretty special editions for no reason, like I don't know, that's just never been my thing. I just like books. I just like books in general. So but like if that's your thing, if special editions is your thing, I love that for you, and I love seeing people's beautiful shelves with their cool sprayed edges on display, but that's just not me. I also just don't really have funds for that. Anyways, I decided to treat myself for the end of the semester. So this semester hasn't been like too difficult for me necessarily, but I'm really like in the meat of my major and minor courses right now, and so it's been the most challenging it has been so far for me. So it's not that I've had a really stressful time, but I'm just really proud of myself for like I guess getting through it. Like I haven't really had too many problems, but I wanted to reward myself for the end of the semester, especially as I like finish out strong, turning in all my work, working really hard and stuff like that. So I had put myself on the FairyLoot waitlist for, like, it was a long time ago when I put myself on that wait list just because it's so popular. It's hard to get a spot. But if you don't know what FairyLoot is, it's a book subscription company, and I primarily focus on special edition books of like new releases or something like that. Every month, if you're subscribed, they'll send out a new release book with some cool goodies and trinkets and things like that. And of course, I would love to get that one, but I just settled for getting just a book this time around. I passed on the one with the goodies. Number one, because it was more expensive, and number two, because the premise of this book sounded really good. So I'm not really sure what it is. I have seen like some like guesses, or I guess spoilers of what it might be. So I think I know what it is, but I'm not really familiar with the book at all. Like, I haven't heard anything about it, and it is a new release, so I don't really know what it is. But we have a FairyLoot package to open, and I just love this box so much. It's so pretty, and I know like the box is not the most important part, it's what's inside, but still I just think it's really cool, and I hope one day I can be able to like get one or two of like the full boxes with the cool goodies, because I always used to watch those videos of like just the strictly unboxing FairyLoot boxes videos, and they were so much fun, and I always wished I could have them. So maybe one day. I also signed up to the Illumicrate wait list, which is basically the same thing as FairyLoot. It's another like special edition book service, so maybe I'll treat myself to one of those sometime. But yeah, this is my treat to myself for finishing the semester, and I'm so excited to see what this book looks like, because truly I have no idea. Like, it's gonna have cool papers, I think sprayed edges, I think character art if I'm not mistaken, and it's gonna look really awesome, but I just don't really know what the book is about. So let's open it and I'll show you. Ta-da! So we have the card. Theme was the art of deceit, and this was the adult theme for the adult box. I think they have a young adult box and then a young adult like book only one, and this is the adult book only one. So let me read the synopsis and then I'll show you the actual book and give you the title. So the synopsis for this is really interesting. It says, after surviving a failed assassination attempt, a young prosecutor who can magically detect lies is assigned to work with a sadistic judge suspected of being involved in her attack. As she digs deeper into corruption and deception, her growing attraction for him threatens to unravel everything she thought she knew. That sounds really cool. Like a trial and like a romance, and like that just sounds perfect. That sounds right up my alley, and I'm really excited to read it, hopefully soon. I haven't even got it out of the bubble wrap yet, but this is freaking gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I don't think you're ready for this. Are you ready? I don't think you are. Okay. The book is This Monster of Mine by Shalini Abesakara. That's so bad. I am so sorry. This is the prettiest cover I've ever seen, and maybe I'm just exaggerating, but like, that is gorgeous. So it says it has a redesigned cover and then a colorway variation of the trade cover as a reversible dust jacket. Okay, so there's something underneath here that we're gonna have to check out in a second. It said that there's full color artwork with foil and a design on the hardcover. There's digitally sprayed edges, character artwork on the end papers, and an author letter bound into the book with a digital signature and bonus content and extra point of view chapter. Holy cow, I just got spoiled. I'm just gonna let you take a second to take it all in, and then we'll explore. That is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I'm speechless. This is... This is insane. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Whoa, I'm overwhelmed right now. This is crazy. Okay, so on the side of this page, oh my gosh. Okay, it says, she knows the taste of death. He'll stroke her hunger for it. Oh, interesting. And then there's this one, which has words that I'm not even gonna try to pronounce. And then this is the original dust jacket, but I think it has a color variation. So I believe the original cover is kind of like red-ish. I'll put it right here so you can see the difference. But this one is like a deep green, and that just like speaks to me, actually. Like, that is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. The main character's name is Sarai, and that is the main character's name of Strange the Dreamer. Wait, this book is perfect for me. Wait. But it says, a dazzling ancient Rome-inspired fantasy. This monster of mine is a bloodbath of manipulation, deception, and forbidden love. Dude, I have such high hopes for this book, and it's just because of how beautiful it is. Like, yes, the premise sounds good, but holy cow, this book is gorgeous. Also, the ancient Rome inspired is really cool, but just, you got me at the manipulation, deception, and forbidden love. That's what I like in my books. I don't think you're ready for how gorgeous this book is naked, because I swear I've never seen a book that's this pretty, ever, actually. Okay, here we go. Are you kidding? That is beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. Like, that is stunning art. And then it's not even over yet. Look on the inside, on these end papers. You can't tell me that's not the Darkling and Alina right there from Shadow and Bone. Like, come on. And the gold foiling. I need a library like that. Are you serious? And then the back end pages. Stop it. This is the best purchase I've ever made. I don't know how I'm gonna display this book on my shelves yet, but I think we might need to rearrange my shelves in the next couple of days so I can. This is even cooler because this author is a debut author. So how cool is that for her debut book to have this special edition going and just be this absolutely beautiful? Like, as an aspiring author, as someone writing her book right now, like, this is a dream. And hopefully it will come true for me one day. I would absolutely love that. But wow, I just cannot get over this. I'm so incredibly happy with this. And now I think I will definitely be making more FairyLoot purchases in the future, which is bad for my bank account, but it's good for me. Okay, I did some rearranging, and I'm definitely gonna have to do like a whole bookshelf reorganization video soon, or like make it part of a vlog or something, because it's just really chaotic and I'm not a fan. So we need to find some new spaces, but this is where I put her temporarily. I would like to like give her her own space, like have her own moment, but for now I moved this series up here, and we've got like my Lady Taylor still, but it's just really like cluttered and I want to fix it. But yeah, for now she's on display here, and I'm sad I can't display the full wholeness of her, but still, I'm satisfied for now. Now that I've opened that for you, I wanted to show you that I did make a nest in my bed. If you haven't watched, I don't even know if I put it in another one of my videos, but I like to do this thing on my bed where I just like line up all my pillows in a circle, in a nest-shaped circle, and then I lay in the middle of it like I'm a baby bird. But it's so comfy and it just makes me feel so cozy, and I read in it, and it's just so fun. And so I just really wanted to do that on my first full night back in my own bed, and I'm just really excited. I'm gonna get in, get comfy, and start reading Gild. I've decided I'm gonna start reading it, and I'm really excited. I'm so curious to see what I'll think, and hopefully it's really fast-paced and it gives me everything I'm looking for. And I do have tons of laundry to put away right there, like stuff from being away, and yesterday was Easter, so I have like so much Easter candy and like my basket I need to organize, but truly I could not be bothered right now. Truly, I don't really want to listen to an audiobook. I've not been feeling pulled towards The Prisoner's Throne, and that is nothing against the book. That is literally just me. I am just so into the other books I'm into right now, and I don't know, I just couldn't be bothered to listen to it, so I'm just not going to do that. But I do have the urge to do my entire bookshelf right now, but I know that's a really stupid decision, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to clean up, and then we're going to get in bed. It looks absolutely crazy. I don't know about this one. apologies for my awful hair and also my super congested voice, throat, nose. I just like can't breathe and I need to take my nose spray, but we're just gonna keep going. So forgive me if I sound gross, and forgive me if I also don't talk for too long because I really just want to go to sleep. So firstly, for a school progress update, I've officially done with classes, which is very refreshing and very relieving to be done with like pretty much every big thing in the semester is done with. I do have a multitude of assignments that are still due in about 2 days, where that's when like everything's due for this class. It's for my German class. So it's truly not that much. Like it's just, I just have to do enough assignments to earn the correct amount of points I need that turn into an A. It's really simple. It's just that the assignments are very tedious because I struggle a lot with German grammar. It's just very hard for me to understand. It is like a foreign language, so that's probably why, but I don't know, it's just very time consuming, so that's really the only thing. So I work this entire weekend. I work today, Friday, I work tomorrow, Saturday, I work Sunday, and then I also work Monday. And then I have a final exam on Tuesday, and then I have a final exam on Wednesday, and after that I'm officially free from the shackles of school. For this semester at least. So I'm very, very close. It's just very, very busy. I wanted to start with some progress updates on my currently reading list. So I think I mentioned last time that I did start Gild by Raven Kennedy, and I've been reading a lot of this just because I was very correct, and this is so easy to read. It's not the best writing ever. Honestly, it's not very good in my opinion, but it's that type of writing where like I just don't have to think. Like yes, it's fantasy and there's some world building there, but it's the amount of world building, like the type of it is not deep at all. Like it's very surface level, which like isn't really a bad thing. Like I'm liking it, but like I just don't have to think, so I can turn my brain off, and it's just so dramatic and so crazy already. But I'm on page 113, which is chapter 11, so I'm like about a quarter, maybe like a third of the way into it. But yeah, I'm flying through this. It's definitely kind of like trashy. Like that sounds like it, I mean it in a bad way, but I don't. It's just fun. Like it's just a good time. It's very silly, but I'm liking it. So it follows the main character named Oren, and she is completely gold, and she was gold touched by King Midas. And basically there's this agreement right now where he has traded with this other king of another kingdom. The other king will give him troops for his army to defeat this enemy king in this kingdom. If Midas will give this other king a night with Oren. And yeah, it's very like, all the like male characters in this are like complete trash. They're not very nice, they're not very good people, they make really gross comments about like women, but I just hope they all get what they deserve. Like I don't know, I just know they will. I just have this feeling that they will. So we're up to the part where Oren's about to have this night with this really gross king who Midas made the trade with, and I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen. So it's a lot of fun here so far, but after this book I will decide if I want to continue the series. So far I can't really tell how I feel. Like I'm enjoying it, yeah, but I'm not really super invested. I don't really care too much about Oren as a character yet. She has yet to like super impress me. Honestly, she's kind of annoying to me right now. So we'll have to see as we read more of the book. I haven't made any more progress in Song of Achilles since I last updated you. I'm still on chapter 15. I really need to make progress with this just because I kind of left at a really pivotal point where they're about to basically begin the Trojan War, pretty much, and I just don't want to lose that momentum. So I need to pick this back up, but I've really just been invested for Gild, and to be honest, that's all my brain can handle right now. But most excitingly, I have continued reading The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black, and I know you're proud of me because I know I said I wasn't having much motivation to read this at all, but I did listen to the audiobook. I started listening to it, and I need to update on where I am because the last time I updated this is when I was only on chapter 3 and I've read a lot more since then. But yeah, I'm like basically halfway through. I'm on chapter 12, which is page 153. So decent progress with this. Honestly, I hope I will finish this before the month ends. I think out of the other two, I'm most likely to finish this because I am listening to the audiobook. So every time I drive, I'm listening to it. It'll just depend on how much homework I get done, because if I finish all my homework by this weekend, obviously I'll be on time with that. I mean, they're due this weekend, but I will have, like, the only other school things I'll have to do is study for my finals, which is gonna be easy. I feel pretty good about where I'm at with both of those classes. And then I'll have like a good couple days just to read these nonstop. So I'm feeling okay. I don't want to promise that like I'll finish all of them, just because like I thought I'd be done with at least one or two more by now, but I've only finished one of my TBR, and that's okay. Truly, I'm just doing this for fun. It's not really a big deal, but I would like to finish most or all of them if I could. And then in the Floating World, which is the arc I was reading, I don't think I've made any more progress, but I've been feeling sick these past couple days. Like, I think I have a small cold, which is why this. So I've just been like having medicine and drinking or reading this before bed. But I'm up to chapter 12, which is about like 25-ish% of the way through that arc. And so far, it's really, really good. It's picking up with the plot, which I can't really say much about. And honestly, I don't think I have the brain capacity for that right now. But yeah, it's about 9 o'clock, and I definitely should be doing my homework. But I think I'm gonna lay in bed and read some of Gild and take my medicine so I can feel better, because I just want to start off the month of May with a good conscience, a clear head, no illnesses or anything, so I can just read as much as I want. I'm so excited. I did not like this book. Let's talk about it. So I finished Gild by Reuben Kennedy today, and this was definitely different. Basically I went into this thinking it would be a fun, like really engaging start to a romantasy series. If you don't know, this is kind of like a twist on the myth of King Midas, where like everything he touches is gold, but it follows the main character named Orin, who King Midas touched, and she is completely gold. Like her hair, her skin, like everything is gold. And she is really cool. She has these like ribbons like on her spine that like do things. I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird and out of place. I didn't expect her to have like weird skin tendrils coming from her back. But it was fine. But yeah, the first like I'd say third of this book I actually really enjoyed. I was really engaged with. It was at like the castle and the kingdom. It was Sixth Kingdom is where they were, and it was actually really engaging. I liked kind of what was going on. I liked the events that were happening in every scene, and I was getting to know Orin as a character and being in her head. It wasn't bad. Then we get to about halfway through, and nothing has happened yet. Like, the big event that did happen, like the big plot twist, I guess, halfway through the book, it did not really hit hard because nothing like was being built upon it. Like, the world building is kind of there, but there's not enough in-depth world building for me to like really pay attention and really like be invested in this story. I just kind of was like, this feels like it's a prequel to the events that are going to come up, so it felt like it was necessary to read this. But I also don't want to continue the series anymore because it felt like nothing happened, and I just read like 400 pages of like build up, and I feel like I didn't really get anything at the end because, spoiler, at the end she's captured again. She's like basically imprisoned this entire book, and it's going nowhere. So in the second book, I think she's going to be imprisoned again for the entire book. And I'm like, why would I want to read about her being tortured and imprisoned and like SA'd and called names and treated really cruelly by these violent, disgusting men? Like pretty much every man in this book except for Digby, who also fell off the face of the earth. He disappeared in this book and never came back. It's like the author forgot about him and he was the only good character in here. But basically every man besides him was a complete horrible person. I'm not even joking. Just the things they would say, like about women in general, everything about them, I was like, is there, no, like, why would you write this? This is not, like, this is not something I want to read. So I was waiting for like some big twist to happen or just something to like really hook me near the end, but it just didn't. I was ready for it to be over. And I feel really let down because I had kind of high hopes for this series. I thought it would be something I would really enjoy and really want to continue reading. Unfortunately not. So I gave this 2 stars. I gave it 2 just for number one, like the effort. Like I did enjoy it for some things. Like I like the potential it had. I just think the writing could have been better to make me feel attached to the characters. I think there could have been an actual overarching plot because there's like nothing that's been introduced in here that I feel like is able to be continued on. Well, there might be, but I just don't care about it. And yeah, there are other books that I care way more about and other series that I am way more interested in. So sadly, I will not be continuing this. I'm kind of pissed because I spent money on it. But I'm gonna try and either like sell it on Pango or something, or I'll just take it to a little free library and see if I can find something else. So disappointment. I'm very, very sad, but honestly, people are gonna like this. I'm just not one of them. There are books that I like that people won't like, so it's just part of reading. It's just opinion. But yeah, if you've read this, let me know your thoughts on this. I'm really curious to see what other people think. But yeah, I'm just slowly learning that like popular, I guess, romantasy books are not really my taste anymore, and I keep falling into the trap that I will like them with the, well, at least with the hopes that I will like them, and then I never end up doing so yeah. Hello everyone. Sorry it's kind of dark in this corner right now. It's about 2 o'clock, so you know the sun has decided to just go hide for the rest of the day, which is definitely what I wish I could do too. But I have some exciting updates for you, and that is that I have finally finished the last 2 books that were on my Magical Readathon TBR, and I won't lie to you, my goal was to finish all 4 books that I set for myself in the month of April, but I completely failed at that. I technically only finished 1 book in the month of April, and then the rest I finished like throughout the month of May. So far it's currently May 19th, and I just finished my last 2. So I wanted to talk about them and give you my final review. So I did fail this challenge technically, like I didn't read it in the time span I was supposed to, but I did finish all the books, so I'm not gonna like, you know, not count them towards the autumn equinox if I decided to do the Magical Readathon in September, which I probably will, but we'll just have to see how it goes. April was just a really hard month for me overall. It was super chaotic and busy with finals wrapping up, and I had so many late assignments due, so it was just a lot for me. So I think I did good with kind of balancing reading and stuff. I'm just didn't really do a good job with like reading consistently in a good time span and just like setting deadlines for myself because I had so many other school deadlines, you know? So that's definitely a goal I want to improve on, is just like starting a book and finishing it in a reasonable time, because I just have this problem where I will just read books so slowly, and I don't know why. I could be loving it, it could be a 6-star read so far, and I will just like zone out, and then it'll take me a month to finish. So I really don't like that habit that I've been forming, so my goal is to just try and break that as much as I can this summer with the time I have. But without further ado, let me get into my wrap-up of the books I read. So I finished the Song of Achilles today, actually. I had just been reading this so slowly, and so it's not that it was bad. I actually rated this 4 out of 5 stars. I really, really loved it. It was very emotional, very like heart-wrenching, and I love the story of the Iliad so much. So seeing it in this narrative structure that's different from like the play form of it, and also just like more in-depth characterizations of Achilles and Patroclus especially, I really, really loved. It was just super engaging, very intriguing. I just really took my time with it. I just think it was slower for me to get into, slower for me to like be consistent with, because it's not a genre I normally read. I don't really read much historical fiction, so it was just hard for me to like keep up with it, but it wasn't a bad book in any means. I really, really loved it, and I highly recommend this if you haven't read it, or if you're wanting to get into historical fiction. I think this would be a good book because it doesn't require you to know much about the story of the Iliad or the Trojan War or anything. It tells you a lot of details either way, and you just get really attached to the characters, and it was just really well done. So I'm excited to read Circe by Madeline Miller because I've owned that for so long and I've been intimidated by it. So now that I've read one of her books, I feel more confident to read her other one. And then I also did finish The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black, and this one I had also been reading for probably 2 months at this point now. I started this buddy read with my friend Haley when we had our bestie sleepover. I filmed a video for that, so you can go check that out. But we started buddy reading this in March sometime, and it's currently the middle of May, so it's been a bit for this. I just was not feeling pulled to this at all, and don't get me wrong, I love the world of Elfhame. I love this story. Holly Black is a fantastic writer and one of my top authors, honestly. I want to read like more of her backlisted works because I love the way she writes fairies, and it's definitely like that more like folktale, folklore aspect of fairies that I really love, and that you don't see as much with like the romantasy genre going on. So I just love the way she writes fairies, and this was definitely no different. It was a good conclusion to the duology, the events we got introduced to in The Stolen Heir. I just personally think this could have been just one book. Putting The Stolen Heir and The Prisoner's Throne in just one long book, I think like as a standalone would have been a lot better for me. I just feel like I could have just done it in one go instead of taking a break, being like, okay, we have to pick back up. I just feel like it was so fast-paced and there was just so much going on that I just never felt really intrigued by this to pick it up. I'll still give it 3 stars just because I love the world, and I think Oak and Ren as characters, they developed really well throughout this story, and I just think they're really well written and a unique dynamic that I think the events in the story and like the things they went through, I think it really paid off. So I did enjoy this, but like it was not my favorite, and it just took me so long to read, so I feel like I just couldn't really connect to it as much. And you know, I do love the Cruel Prince series, so that's probably why, but the glimpses of those characters that we got in this was very, very satisfying. And as I said in another clip, I also read Gild by Raven Kennedy. Unfortunately, this was a 2-star read for me. I did not like this book very much. It definitely is someone's cup of tea, but it's not mine. I was kind of just expecting a really deep and like emotional story, and with like fantastic, well-written characters that we could connect to, but I just sadly could not connect to the main character. She was just kind of whiny to me, and like she was just in prison the whole time, and I understand that's the point of the story throughout this series, is that she progresses and moves past that and like realizes her strength and stuff like that, but I just could not connect to her, so I feel like I don't want to continue reading about her if I don't care, so why would I continue the series? And also just the writing was not really my favorite. It just felt kind of amateur to me, so that definitely hindered me. It was fast-paced, it was fun, but like it wasn't the best thing ever, so 2 stars. I will be getting rid of this. And then the last book I read for the Magical Readathon was Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco, and I ended up giving this 3.75 stars. It was a lot of fun. I really loved the setting and kind of like the magic aspects and the Princes of Hell. I thought it was really unique, and Carrie Maniscalco still is such a fantastic writer. I really love her Stalking Jack the Ripper series, so it was nice to continue this series and see what I thought about a different world that she wrote. So I definitely plan to continue this series, but it's going to be like more casual. Like I'm not itching to pick up the second book that I'll probably listen to on audiobook some point. But yeah, it was really good. I just found the main character a bit annoying sometimes, and she was just kind of like clueless. Like all the signs would be right in front of her and she would just, it would just go over her head. And I understand that's for like the sake of the story, but it just didn't really work. I was just like, come on girl, wake up. But yeah, the plot was really intriguing and I'm excited to see what happens in the next one, especially because I've heard it gets a bit more like adult with some like darker themes, so I'm intrigued by that too. So yeah, those are the 4 books I read very slowly and very chaotically for the Magical Readathon. I'm pretty proud of myself because, you know, I did finish all the ones I wanted to and that I said I would. I just did it on my own pace, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. I'm not mad at myself for it. Do I wish I would have read them all in April? Yes, because technically I then would have completed the challenge. But am I mad about that? Not really. It's fine. It is what it is. I still read 4 books, and I think that's pretty good. But yeah, that is all I have for this reading vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. And keep an eye out for the next installments in my TBR takedown series that I've started. I'm really trying to get through my physical TBR, so let me know what books you'd want to see me read if you want to watch those videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!